Why a dismissive avoidant acts like they don't care, but still won't let you go. If you've ever loved someone who seems emotionally unavailable, someone who pulls away when you get close yet never fully lets you go, then you're likely dealing with a dismissive avoidant attachment style. This dynamic is as painful as it is confusing. One moment, you feel like you're finally connecting, and the next, they become cold, distant, or even disappear for days. You question your worth, your actions, and your sanity. But the truth is, their behavior has far more to do with their internal wiring than with your value as a person. In this video, we'll go deep into the psychology of the dismissive avoidant, why they act like they don't care, and yet still keep you just close enough to not let you move on. Let's start with the basics. Dismissive avoidants are not heartless. They are not sociopaths, and they are not incapable of love. But what they do have is a deep, often unconscious fear of emotional dependence. Somewhere early in life, they learned, through rejection, neglect, or emotionally inconsistent parenting, that vulnerability leads to pain. So they built walls, sometimes so high that even they can't see what's on the other side. To them, closeness feels threatening, not because you've done anything wrong, but because intimacy itself stirs an emotional panic, one they've trained themselves not to feel. They escape that panic not by addressing it, but by avoiding it, minimizing it, and shutting it down. That's why dismissive avoidants appear indifferent. They often talk in logical terms, downplay emotions, and see needs, especially emotional ones, as weakness. If you cry in front of them or ask for reassurance, they might freeze up, change the subject, or even withdraw completely. It feels cruel, but to them, it's survival. Their nervous system is wired to equate emotional closeness with danger. So they become cold not because they don't feel, but because they don't want to feel too much. And yet, here's the paradox. Even as they push you away, they don't truly want to lose you. You see, dismissive avoidants are not immune to attachment. They just fear it. But fear is not the same as absence. In fact, their avoidant behavior often masks a deep longing for connection. A connection they don't know how to maintain without feeling smothered or overwhelmed. So they walk this tightrope, needing you but fearing you, wanting love but avoiding intimacy. When you pull away, they notice. When you threaten to leave, it rattles them. But they often won't chase. Instead, they subtly re-engage. A text, a memory, a breadcrumb that keeps you in emotional limbo. So why don't they just let you go? The answer lies in emotional safety. You, whether you realize it or not, may have become their safe connection. Not because the relationship is secure in the healthy sense, but because you've proven you won't abandon them, even when they act like they don't care. To a dismissive avoidant, that's incredibly powerful. You're a constant in a world that feels unpredictable. Letting you go would mean starting over with someone new, which would require vulnerability, risk, and emotional exposure. So instead, they maintain control by staying distant enough to feel safe, yet close enough to not lose you completely. This is why you'll often feel like you're chasing crumbs of affection. You may find yourself overanalyzing their texts, holding on to rare moments of connection, or trying to earn their love through patience and loyalty. You may even feel addicted to the intermittent reinforcement, the push and pull, that keeps your nervous system on high alert. That's not love, that's trauma bonding. And the avoidant, often unknowingly, plays a central role in maintaining that cycle. It's important to understand, they are not evil. Most dismissive avoidants do not intend to hurt you. They genuinely believe they're protecting themselves, and sometimes even you. They may think, if I get too close, I'll lose myself, or If I open up, I'll be judged or rejected. These beliefs are usually rooted in childhood experiences, where their emotional needs were minimized or dismissed. So as adults, they recreate that same dynamic, often without realizing it. They avoid deep conversations, suppress their feelings, and prioritize independence above all else. Love becomes a threat instead of a refuge. But the problem is, their way of loving deprives both them and their partners of emotional nourishment. You cannot build a lasting relationship when intimacy feels like suffocation. And yet, dismissive avoidants often hold on to their partners because they don't know any other way to connect. You become the anchor they never acknowledge but quietly rely on. And that's why they won't let you go. When you try to leave, they may act aloof. But don't be fooled. They feel it. The avoidant rarely expresses heartbreak through tears or pleading. Instead, they intellectualize it. They may try to convince themselves that they didn't need you or that they're better off alone. But in private, they might revisit your photos, reread your texts, or think about what went wrong. Their grief is private. Their desire is hidden, but it's real. And yet, that's exactly what makes this attachment style so painful. It leaves you feeling unseen, even when you're deeply needed. So what do you do if you love a dismissive avoidant? First, understand that you cannot heal them by proving your worth. No amount of love, patience, or loyalty will make someone feel safe enough to change if they're not ready. Healing avoidant attachment requires deep inner work, therapy, reflection, and a willingness to face the fears they've avoided all their life. You can support them, but you cannot carry them. Second, honor your emotional needs. You deserve connection, not confusion. You deserve intimacy, not emotional starvation. Set clear boundaries. Stop chasing. When they pull away, don't beg, observe. When they come back, don't instantly welcome them. Ask yourself, what am I receiving here really? Because love is not just about staying, it's about growing. If the relationship doesn't allow room for both of you to grow emotionally, then it's not love. It's emotional entrapment. And finally, remember this. The person who acts like they don't care, but still won't let you go, is someone who doesn't know how to hold on to love in a healthy way. It's not a reflection of your value. It's a mirror of their fear. You can't teach someone to swim by drowning with them. Step back. Let them face their emotional discomfort. Sometimes the best way to invite someone into intimacy is to stop overfunctioning and let them meet you halfway. Because in the end, love isn't about staying in relationships where we feel chronically unseen. It's about showing up where we are deeply felt, fully met, and emotionally safe. And if a dismissive avoidant can't meet you there, it's not your job to rescue them. It's your job to rescue yourself. So if this message hit home for you, know this. You're not crazy for wanting connection, and you're not weak for feeling hurt. You're just human. A human who deserves to be loved openly, not chased in silence. If you're navigating the pain of an avoidant relationship, take a breath, take a step back, and remember your worth. If this video helped bring you clarity, give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of love, attachment, and healing.